Here we go. This is round 4 in a scheduled 10-round affair. Cruiserweight division. Steve Cunningham and Guillermo Jones. Cunningham undefeated, 16-0. Jones is a sturdy veteran in here, 31-2-2. The top cruiserweights in the world: Wayne Braithwaite, Jean-Marc Mormec, Johnny Nelson, O'Neal Bell, Kelvin Davis, Carl Thompson. Cunningham is actually ranked as high as 7th in the world by Ring Magazine. Then Virgil Hill, Dale Brown, and Pietro Orino from Italy. The top cruiserweights in the world, the 200-pound division. Nice stiff jab.
Take his jab away.
Another cruiserweight I saw a couple of nights ago in Auckland, New Zealand was Talmadge Griffiths, who hung in there for 9.5 rounds against a heavy bomb-tossing David Tua. Did a nice job of boxing and trying to counterpunch David, but couldn't hang in there with the power eventually in the end. But there's a guy who's not ranked in the cruiserweight division that could be, because he was fighting as a heavyweight, but he'd have no trouble to get down to this 200-pound limit. Round 4. Cunningham in the black and in the white trunks, Guillermo Jones. Referee Mike Ryan separates the men. Outstretched hand of Cunningham. Tries to hold that hand out. Now he throws the right hand, gets off the ropes that way. See him try to spin his man. Guillermo hooks down with the elbow and spins himself. As the jab picked off by Jones.
All right, great.
Cunningham in the black trunks. He had Giacchetti across the way saying, get your jab going. But it's actually Guillermo Jones that has his jab going. There's a right hand shot that time. Now he touches him up, tries to work both hands. A sneaky uppercut in the inside by Jones. See, this is bad here. Jones is waving his head around right in that kill zone, and then he's off balance when he comes forward. Now his corner guy, Eddie Davis, won't like that, and he'll instruct him about that in between rounds. You don't hang your head down and wave it back and forth in the kill zone. See, that's exactly what he did right there. You see him put his head down, waves his head around, and of course Cunningham picks him off. And that has all this stuff coming behind the jab, uppercut inside now, and that sets things up. Jones doesn't look good. Again, he enters the zone without throwing. Now, yeah, he's on the inside. He was willing to mix up all right here, but you can't come in like that. You see, he hangs out in there. If you're not going to be throwing, get out of there or grab your opponent. Those are the two options. You either got to throw, you grab the guy, or get out of there. And if you don't do any, you're going to get hit. So he's pretty good on the inside when he's throwing, as is every fighter. There's the bell to end the fourth round.
That's the end of the 4th round, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on now. You can fight better than that. You can fight better than that. Come on, man. Come on, more punches this round.
Now watch this when we show you. This is exactly what I mean. Watch Jones hang his head on the inside, and he gets punished for it. You can't hang out in there. See, he bends here, not throwing. And see what happens? He gets counted right away by Steve Cunningham. Great job by our camera guys and our director, Frank Belmont, there. That's exactly what I was talking about. This is round 5. Because of that, I gave Cunningham the 4th round. Now remember, the 1st and 2nd rounds were very close. Guillermo definitely won the 3rd round, and Cunningham definitely won the 4th round. So it's a pretty tight fight right now. Although on my score sheet, I've got Cunningham slightly out in front based on the first 2 rounds that, again, were very, very close. This is round 5. It's Steve Cunningham in the black trunks to the right of your screen. Guillermo Jones in the white trunks facing you. Little right hand whistles past the chin of Guillermo Jones. Jones has that jaw hanging down, sucking a little wind, tries to touch him up with a jab, but can't catch him with it. Cunningham has a nice sense of his positioning. You notice what Cunningham does that Jones doesn't. When he enters that kill zone, he's throwing. See, he stays outside it here. So what happens? Jones is reaching for him with his jab. That's all right. At least he's throwing. But you see how quick Cunningham is. What Cunningham's trying to do now is sucker him in. If he can get him taking a step forward, he'll counter him with a right hand. And he misses his shot, so Jones did a nice job getting out of there. Remember what I said your options are? Get out of there, or throw, or grab the guy. Now he comes in that time he's throwing. So if you youngsters that are learning to box, that's proper. But then when you decide you're not going to throw anything, then you got to get out of it. If you're not firing, don't get into the danger zone. And that's what I call the kill zone, the danger zone. And that, for the lack of a better term, is just the area by which you could be hit when you're close enough to the guy so that you can be nailed with a shot, the kill zone. See, right now, Cunningham is outside the kill zone, but the reason he's out there, he doesn't want to start throwing punches. He wants Jones to come into his territory so he can counter him. And already Jones has been warned by his cornerman, Eddie Davis, not to do that. Not unless you're throwing. If you're coming in, throw. See, that time he wasn't throwing. So Cunningham attacked. Now watch Guillermo. Let's see if he goes in throwing or if he just hangs his head and then he'll get whacked. And that's good counter-punching in the case of Steve Cunningham. And so Cunningham's outboxing him right now because of that. And he spins his guy. Sneaky uppercut by Jones, but it missed. Nice stiff jab that time by Cunningham. Touched him up good with that one. Neither fighter has been down. Neither fighter has been shaken. Good pace to the fight. It's a boxing match with two different styles of fighters. You get the counterpuncher and Cunningham that likes to work from the outside and draw his man in, and Jones who throws awkward shots from strange territories. He paused with his jab a little bit, and he has a tendency to bend over. But don't forget, this is a guy with 31 victories, only a couple of draws and 2 losses in his career record. So he's a good fighter. Guillermo Jones can fight. Loaded up the right hand that time. And here he is trying to have a nice finishing bit to the round, and the bell ends the 5th round.
That's the end of the 5th round, ladies and gentlemen.
So on my score sheet, as you take a look at Guillermo, I've got him trailing in the fight, giving him only the 3rd round. The judges may have it a little bit closer.
He's winning the fight. You know, he needs his next 4 rounds. You got to pick it up, man.
And his Keddy continues to give instructions to his man Steve. All right, the bell sounds to start the 6th round. At the halfway point, I've got Cunningham 49, Jones 46. So on, at least on my score sheet, Jones had better pick up the pace a little bit. And instead of picking up the pace, it's Cunningham that gets off first now. He's not waiting to counterpunch now. He's up on the toes. He's bouncing, coming forward, getting the jab out there in the face of Jones, who seems to have slowed down a little bit. His legs look heavy right now. Good stiff body shot downstairs. Comes up short, does Cunningham with his jab. Remember, there's a 4-inch advantage in reach for Jones, so if you see Cunningham missing a lot of the jabs, that's part of the reason for it. But when Guillermo Jones feints off to his left, he's wide open for a right-hand uppercut. And now he's prodding a little bit, and it looks like he's a little bit gassed to me here in the 6th round. As I say that, he lets loose with some leather, but Cunningham able to avoid the shots. Cunningham right back in front of him again. Now he circles around to his left, wild with the left hand, misses downstairs with the right, touches him up with the jab. Jab by Jones gets through now. And that's ideally what Cunningham would love to happen, to have him throw the right hand and come right back with a right hand of his own. Because he has a tendency, when he reaches out with his left hand, to drop his left shoulder, and he's open for the left hook. When he throws his right hand, he's wide open for a counter right hand. He actually drops his left hand. I'm talking about Jones. When he throws his right hand, he drops his left, and he's wide open for a counter right hand. And of course, Steve Cunningham knows this, and he's trying to maneuver him into that position where he can avoid the right hand of Jones and counter him with the right, and that's the punch that'll drop him if he can do it. It's a lot easier to spot it, recognize it, and then executing it is a whole different kettle of fish. He can't do that if he's circling to his left, by the way. You don't want to circle into a guy's right-hand power shot. Stay outside and wait for him to come in and almost desperately throw the right hand. Then you're in position off his left shoulder to throw the right hand. Some of this stuff sounds a little bit technical, but believe me, this is what fighters work on, or in the gym. When we as fans sometimes are watching, we just think, well, it's kind of like the way we'd fight out in the street. But there's a lot more to it in professional boxing, and these guys are good professionals. Guillermo Jones in the white trunk, 31-2-2, 24 KOs. Steve Cunningham is undefeated as a professional. Extensive amateur background, 16-0. This kid can fight. Sixth round. Both guys working hard. It's not one of those real crowd-pleasing fights because they're so well matched, these two guys. And nobody's been knocked down, and there's no real wild shots because they're both really good boxers, so the crowd isn't into it. But these guys are working hard, believe me. And Jones is having a difficult time trying to outbox Steve Cunningham. There's the bell.
That's the end of the 6th round. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it from Liz once again.
For as hard as he's working, look at the conditioning. Not really huffing and puffing for as hard as he's been working as we get ready to go to the 7th round. Now he takes a deep breath.
Get that pressure on him, make him miss. He's getting tired. Okay, I get it.
He's gonna get hurt.
Hey,
Could be your old fighter.
Get
Get that ice out of the ring.
Get that pressure. He's ready for the picking, okay? He's starting to get tired. He gets desperate. He's getting slowed down. You kick your pace.